Welcome back to the channel BBC Coin everyone to another exciting video where we uncover hidden treasures you might already have in your pocket. Today, we are talking about a coin that looks completely ordinary, but could secretly be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Yes, I'm talking about the 1976 United States Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks like any other penny. You've probably seen it hundreds of times. Maybe you even ignored it. But what if I told you that some of these coins have sold for over $1,200, and in rare cases, even more? Let's dive deep into the story, the value, and the secrets behind this fascinating coin. First, let's understand what makes the 1976 penny special. The year 1976 was a historic moment in the United States. It marked the 200th anniversary of American independence. While most coins that year featured special bicentennial designs, the penny did not change its design at all. It continued with the classic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Now here's where it gets interesting. The 1976 penny without a mint mark was produced in Philadelphia. Back then, coins from Philadelphia did not carry a mint mark. So if your coin has no letter under the date, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. And guess what? Over 4.6 billion of these coins were made. That means most of these coins are extremely common. So why are some of them worth $1,200 or more? The answer lies in one powerful word: condition. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin that looks brand new, with its original shine and no scratches, is called a mint state coin. The higher the grade, the rarer and more valuable it becomes. Most 1976 pennies you find today are worn out. They've been used, scratched, and exposed to the environment. These coins are usually worth only 1 to 3 cents. But when you find a 1976 penny in perfect or near perfect condition, the value can skyrocket. For example, high-grade versions known as MS-67 or MS-68 can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In fact, some rare examples have sold for as much as $7,931 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, worth thousands. Now you might be wondering, can your coin really be worth $1,200? The answer is yes. But only under certain conditions. If your 1976 no mint mark penny is an extremely high grade, with bright red color and almost no imperfections, it could easily reach or exceed $1,200 in today's market. These coins are called red coins, meaning they still have their original copper shine. Most pennies turn brown over time, but the rare ones that stay red are highly valuable. In fact, collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for these pristine examples because they are incredibly rare. But condition is not the only factor. There's another hidden secret that could increase the value even more: errors. Error coins are coins that were minted incorrectly. These mistakes can make a coin extremely valuable. For the 1976 penny, some of the most valuable errors include double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong metal. These error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on how rare and visible the error is. Imagine finding a small mistake on a coin that turns it into a jackpot. That's the magic of coin collecting. Now let's talk about something very important. There is a lot of misinformation online. You might have seen videos or listings claiming that every 1976 penny with no mint mark is worth $1,200 or more. That is simply not true. Most of these coins are very common and only worth a few cents. The high values only apply to rare conditions or special error coins. So before you get too excited, make sure you carefully examine your coin. Here's what you should look for. Check if your coin has no mint mark under the date. Look at the color. Is it bright red or dull brown? Examine the surface. Are there scratches, marks, or wear? Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling or unusual features. If your coin looks nearly perfect, you might have something special. Another interesting fact is that these coins are made of 95% copper. Because of this, even the lowest grade coins are worth more than face value due to their metal content. So technically, every 1976 penny is already worth more than 1 cent, but the real money comes from rarity and condition. Now imagine this scenario. You're going through your old coin jar. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1979 Liberty 1-cent coin. A coin that most people ignore, but collectors are hunting for every single day. And here's the shocking truth. Some of these coins have been reported to reach values starting from $1,200 and even more in rare conditions. So before you spend your next penny, watch this carefully, because you might be holding a hidden treasure. Let's begin. The 1979 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American heritage and history. This design was part of a long-running series that began in 1959 and continued until 2008. But what makes the 1979 version so interesting is not just its design, it's the mystery behind its value. Now, here's something many people don't know. There are actually three main types of 1979 pennies. The 1979 with no mint mark, the 1979D from Denver, and the 1979S proof coin. Let's talk about the first one. The 1979 penny with no mint mark. If your coin has no letter below the date, it was minted in Philadelphia. And here's the twist. Many people think this is an error. But it's not. Coins from Philadelphia traditionally didn't have mint marks, so a missing letter doesn't automatically make your coin rare. However, don't lose hope yet. While most of these coins are extremely common, with over 6 billion produced, there are still rare versions that collectors are willing to pay big money for. The secret lies in one thing: condition. In everyday circulated condition, a 1979 penny might only be worth a few cents, sometimes just its copper value of around 3 cents. But when you find one in perfect, uncirculated condition, something collectors call mint state, the value can skyrocket. In fact, high-grade versions of the 1979 penny have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. Yes, thousands. Now let's move to the 1979D penny, the one with a small d under the date. This coin was minted in Denver, and while most of them are also common, there's one rare variety that collectors are obsessed with. It's called the repunched mint mark, or RPM. This happens when the D mint mark was accidentally stamped more than once, creating a shadow or double effect. And guess what? These era coins can be worth anywhere from tens to hundreds of dollars, and even more in perfect condition. But here's where things get really exciting. Some rare 1979 coins, especially those with unique errors, perfect surfaces, and strong red color, have reached premium collector values starting from $1,200 or more. These are not ordinary coins. These are coins that look almost untouched, as if they just came out of the mint yesterday. Collectors call them red gems, coins with bright, original copper shine, and they are incredibly rare. Now imagine this: a coin that was once worth just 1 cent, now valued at over $1,000. That's the power of coin collecting. But wait, there's more. Another factor that can increase the value of your 1979 penny is mint errors. These errors happen during production and can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. For example, coins struck off-center, coins made on the wrong metal, or coins with missing details. These unusual features make collectors excited, because no two era coins are exactly the same, and uniqueness means value. So how can you tell if your 1979 penny is valuable? Here are a few things to check. First, look at the mint mark. Is it missing? Or does it have a D? Second, examine the condition. Is the coin shiny, clean, and free from scratches? Third, check for errors. Do you see doubling, unusual shapes, or strange markings? And finally, consider getting your coin professionally graded, because sometimes what looks ordinary to you could be a rare gem to an expert. Now let's talk about something important. Many people online claim that every 1979 penny is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the world of collectors, the 1990 Liberty 1-cent coin, including the mysterious 1990D and the famous no mint mark version. And here's the shocking part: some people believe these coins can be worth up to $1,200 or more. But is that really true? Or is it just another internet myth? Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and whether that coin in your pocket is a hidden treasure, or just spare change. Let's start with the basics. The 1991 cent coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, one of the most iconic coin designs in United States history. On the front, you'll see the face of Abraham Lincoln, calm, strong, and timeless. On the back, the famous Lincoln Memorial Building stands proudly, representing American history and legacy. But what makes this coin special isn't just its design, it's the tiny details. Details that most people never notice. Now, here's where things get interesting. There are three main types of 1990 pennies. The first, the 1990 coin with no mint mark. The second, the 1990D coin, minted in Denver. And the third, the 1990S proof coin, made in San Francisco. If your coin has no mint mark, it means it was produced in Philadelphia. And guess what? Billions of these coins were made, over 6.8 billion pieces. Yes, billions. So at first glance, it might seem like this coin is completely ordinary. And in most cases, it is. A typical 1990 penny without a mint mark is usually worth only a few cents, sometimes up to a few dollars in excellent condition. But here's where the story changes. Because not all coins are created equal. Let's talk about the 1990D penny. This coin was minted in Denver, and it carries a small d under the year. Around 4.9 billion of these coins were produced. Again, very common. In normal condition, it's worth about 1 cent, maybe slightly more if it's in mint condition. So how do we go from 1 cent to $1,200, or even thousands? The answer is simple: rarity plus condition plus ERS. Let me explain. Coins become valuable when something unusual happens during their creation. Maybe the metal is wrong. Maybe the design is slightly off. Maybe a mint mark is missing when it shouldn't be. These are called error coins. And collectors love them. For example, there are rare 1990 pennies with minting errors that have sold for thousands of dollars. Some high-grade coins have even reached values in the thousands at auctions depending on their condition. And that's where the hype comes from. Now imagine this. You find a 1990 coin. It looks shiny, almost perfect. No scratches, no wear, just clean, bright surfaces. That's what collectors call a high-grade coin. And in extremely rare cases, these coins can sell for huge amounts. Sometimes even thousands of dollars. One exceptional 1990 penny has been reported to sell for several $1,000s because of its near-perfect condition. But wait, it gets even more exciting. There's a legendary version of this coin known as the 1990 No S proof penny. This is not the same as the regular no mint mark coin. This one is extremely rare. It was supposed to have an S mint mark, but it doesn't. And because of that mistake, collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars for it. Some have even sold for nearly $3,000 or more. Now you might be thinking, okay, so my coin is worth $1,200, right? Not so fast. Here's the truth that most videos won't tell you. The majority of 1990 coins, including the 1990D and no mint mark versions, are not worth $1,200. In fact, most are only worth a few cents to a few dollars. Yes, that's the reality. But don't be disappointed yet. Because there's still a chance. If your coin has any of these features, then you might be holding something special. A strong, shiny red color with no fading, a perfectly sharp design with no wear, a strange color, like silver instead of copper, unusual markings, doubling, or misprints, or a missing mint mark on a proof coin. Then it's time to take a closer look. And here's a pro tip from collectors. Always check your coin under bright light. Use a magnifying glass, and compare it with verified examples online, because sometimes the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Let's talk about market value. As of recent data, most 1990 pennies fall into these ranges: common circulated coins, about 1 cent; better condition coins, a few cents to a few dollars; high-grade coins, up to hundreds or even thousands in rare cases. So where does the $1,200 value come from? It usually comes from top quality coins graded near perfect, rare error coins, or highly collectible variations, not from ordinary coins. Today, now here's where things get interesting. Many people online claim that a 1995 coin with no mint mark, or even a 1995 D coin, could be worth $1,200 or more. But is that actually true? Or is it just hype spreading across the internet? Let's break it down step by step and uncover the real story behind this mysterious coin. The 1995 1-cent coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Memorial Series. On the front, you'll see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head, the words, "In God We Trust." On the left, Liberty. And on the right, the date 1995. Now here's the key detail that collectors focus on. The mint mark. If your coin has a small d under the date, it means it was made at the Denver Mint. If there is no mint mark at all, that means it was produced in Philadelphia. And here's something many beginners don't realize: coins without a mint mark are not automatically rare. In fact, millions, actually billions, of these coins were made. So why are people saying these coins are worth $1,200? Well, the answer lies in something very specific: condition and rare errors. Let's talk about value first. A normal 1995 coin, whether it has a D, mint mark, or no mint mark, is extremely common. In average circulated condition, it's usually worth just 1 cent. In better condition, maybe a few cents, or up to about $1 in high grades. Even uncirculated coins, those that look brand new, typically sell for only a few dollars unless they are in near perfect condition. So clearly, that's nowhere near $1,200. But here's where things take a dramatic turn. There is a rare version of the 1995 penny called the double die verse error. This error causes visible doubling on the letters, especially in the word liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust." And this is not a tiny detail you need a microscope to see. On genuine double die coins, the doubling is strong enough to be seen with the naked eye. These error coins are highly collectible. Some have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, top-quality examples have reached prices over $4,000. Now we're getting closer to that $1,200 number. So if someone tells you their 1995 penny is worth $1,200, what they really mean is this: it must be a rare error coin, in excellent condition, possibly professionally graded, and highly desirable to collectors. Without those factors, the coin simply does not reach that kind of value. Now let's talk about the no mint mark confusion. Many viral videos and posts claim that a 1995 penny without a mint mark is rare. But that's not true. Coins from Philadelphia traditionally had no mint mark for many years. So a missing mint mark on a 1995 penny is completely normal, not an error. The real rarity comes from unusual mistakes, not from standard production. Another factor that affects value is color. Collectors classify pennies into 3 main categories: red, red-brown, and brown. Red coins, which still have their original bright copper color, are the most valuable. Brown coins, which are darker and older looking, are usually worth less unless they have a rare error. So if you have a 1995 penny that looks shiny and new, it already has more potential than a worn-out one. But again, condition alone won't make it worth $1,200. Let's imagine 2 coins. Point 1 is a regular 1995 penny, slightly worn, found in everyday change. The other is a perfectly preserved coin with a strong double die error, graded at a high level by professionals. The first coin is worth 1 cent. The second coin could be worth hundreds or even thousands. That's the difference knowledge makes. And this is exactly why coin collecting is so exciting.